Good Thursday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the NetCode ESports Mighty Midget Series tonight from the dirt track at Charlotte. Got 15 drivers checked in for tonight's double show. Always two shows on Thursday nights for the guys. We're taking a look there at your current points leader. Reed Brochart has a 1-point lead over Bo Brandon, a 6-point lead over Billy Barros, and then you got a couple of drivers at 55 points back, David Krikorian and Wayne Adelski. So the top 5 in points, not separated by a lot, separated by a little bit, but it's still close. Be racing this week, be off next week for the holiday, and then I think we'll be off 2 weeks in a row because the 7th, I think we're off as well. So these guys take a couple of weeks of break here. Winter break, that's what we'll call it. We'll call it the winter break. Reed Brochart's just sitting down there. That's Ethan Irons on the track right now. Casey Miller just checked into the server, so we'll have a few extra. There's your second place points runner right now. That 49 machine of Bo Brandon. Full show qualifying heats and a feature. And then we'll turn right around and just do random draw for heats and a feature. Both features 30 laps in length. Make sure you say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're on Facebook, make sure you come by the Dirt Racing Network Facebook page. Like, share, and follow. And if you're over on YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, hit the subscribe button. Tucker Holiday also checking into the server. So we're starting to fill them in. Time getting short for the practice session. Getting down next week, short week. Sunday and Monday races, and then we will be off until Thursday night. Thursday night's a very special event. It'll be the 3rd annual Paul Nichols Turkey Shootout. It is a memorial race. It's 131 laps at Eldora in the 358 modified. Anybody's welcome to join. If you drop over to Dirt Slingers Racing League, Tim Sims Powered by Racing's page, you're going to find all the information about those here within the next couple of days. I found out night before last about that Sean Timmerman Memorial race. That is already posted over at Dirt Slingers. Tim Sims, there's a bunch of places. That one is up. Make sure that you go check that out if you're a racer and you're interested in having some fun running a pretty special event. Pretty sure they're doing that in the 410 Sprint car. Can be broadcast on Ultimate Dirt TV. It's time getting short here in the warm-up session. Look at Stephen Moore, David Krikorian. Oh, David Krikorian, meek. Gonna have to go to a backup car, unfortunately. See if Casey Miller's here, if he's turning some up. There he goes. That 05 machine. I know on December the 5th there is a crossover event. PRO and NetCode ESports putting on a joint venture together. That'll be right here on the Dirt Racing Network. Should be a good one for both shows tonight. About 45 seconds until we get to qualifying. Guys will have a couple of minutes to get a couple of laps in. They will invert. Top 4 in qualifying for each heat. Runoff for heat races. Everybody's going to make it through to the feature tonight. 30 laps for show number 1. Then we'll rack them up, do it again. And you'll get 30 laps for show number 2 as well. Looking to me like we're going to have 3 groups tonight for heats, maybe. As we watch the Kiwi conqueror Craig Silby making a few laps here. Here's Billy Barros. He is in that points battle. He's only 6 points out of the lead. Just a handful of races to go here. There's Josh Gerlach going by. Practice session coming to a close. We're going to strip all of the times off of the pylon. Drivers will start rolling out. We'll watch as many as we can. Go and let's watch the 71 car here for just a moment. He hadn't had a lot of TV time this season. I like to give him a hard time when we're in the Discord chat about 71 kind of being a squirrel out there this year. He's been trying to make a different approach to things. We'll see how he does here, but time's starting to come in. Got guys heading for the timing line on their first lap. Stephen Moore, 15.75. Gerlach, a quarter second off of that. Barros tightly behind that. There's Riley Scott, the 88 car. He's very close. Reed Brochart, your points leader, trying to make a bid to be at the top of this thing. Rylan Gray is yet to roll. There goes Gray. He's just now rolling that 6 car out here to put it on the speedway. Barros is done. Craig Silby jumps to the top, 15.72 seconds. Brannon, second quick. Then Gerlach moves way up. He's within 2 100ths. Brochart, Steven Spies there. Wayne Adelski almost ties Silby. Then Holiday puts them both a 10th down. Gregorian almost a 10th behind, but goes up to second. We're going to watch Rylan Gray. Gray has been good all year. Has just had some bad luck on a couple of nights where he was running really well and did not get the deal sealed, but he does have a feature win. He goes second quick on his first lap. And the session going to come to an end before he can complete that second lap. Waited too long to get out there. So, he will be in heat number 2. Right now, let's take a look at heat number 1. The driver's starting to get out there. It's going to be the 55 of Steven Spies on the pole with Josh Gerlach and the 71 on his outside. 7 car, Craig Silby. Row 2 to the inside, and then Tucker Holiday. Quick time. He starts in position number 4. 16 machine, and then the 38 of Billy Barros. Row 3 to the inside, and Casey Miller. Good to see Casey back on the track with this group, and he is going to roll off 6th in heat number 1. Austin, Adam. All right, quick pace lap. They kicked the pace truck right out of there. These 6 cars going to get ready to fire off right now. I think we're going 6, 6, and 5 in our heat races. Spies on the throttle right at the green flag. He'll grab the early lead to battle side by side for second. And Gerlach had a great run through the middle. So did Holiday. Silby went from racing for second to try to hang on to 4th right here. Greg Silby, a bottom feeder with the regular. And he is not going to make that work here early in this heat race as he falls to the 4th spot. He's got company on the outside. Casey Miller running right through the center of the track, right below the fluff and right above the bottom line. And Miller just not quite able to get it done. Billy Barros struggling here at Charlotte. He is running 6th in the heat. That's going to put him starting deep in a feature, and that may not be a good thing for the 38. There is Casey Miller bumping the fence, drops the spot. So move him to last up front. Spies hanging on, but Gerlach reeling him in. 3.5 laps remaining here in the first heat. Gerlach running pretty wide, getting the car to set pretty well. Spies gains the advantage with the line he's running on entry into 3 and 4. And then Gerlach makes up ground the rest of the way around, but it's not enough. Holiday in tow right there, and these guys all separated by about 0.3 of a second. See, everybody's still on the same straightaway, so it's a pretty tight field in this first heat race. The white flag. One more time around, heat number 1, and Steven Spies has got this thing under control, and now he is starting to pull away late in this one. He'll get to the checks first. Gerlach will be second. Holiday, Silby, Barros, and Miller. Going to run them off in that order for heat number 1. So we'll get ready for heat number 2. We're going to line them up just like this. It'll be Ethan Irons in the 26, starting on the pole with Stephen Moore in the 96 on his outside. The 13 of Wayne Anelski inside row number 2. Next to Rylan Gray in the 06 car. Robert Lynn, the 2 machine. Row 3 inside, and he'll have Mike Gebert on his outside in the 81. All right. Green flag in the air.
Green, green, green.
As we're underway with heat number 2. Whoa, what is going on there? It's going to be Anelski with the quick start. He's going to have a pretty sizable advantage getting down here to 3 and 4. Stephen Moore hanging on to that second spot. Come on. Rylan Gray's working his way around the outside, trying to take third away from Robert Lynn. He is way up in the fluff. I'm going to reload that. So Anelski, Moore, Gray, Lynn, Irons, and Gebert in that order running right now. About halfway right here, waiting for my ticker to come back up. Oh, I'm getting tired of their nonsense. Guys, please. I'm going to have to start them all over again, it looks like. Gray has worked his way around the outside all the way to second place around Stephen Moore. They won't let me see anything. There we go. Coming around, a white flag this time by Rylan Gray, looking like he is going to make a bid to go after the lead right here in 1 and 2. Slider is going to get the crossover. Anelski fighting back on the bottom. Trying to protect that low entry. He's going to slide wide. Anelski will hang on and win Heat 2. Gray second. Moore third. Lynn, Irons, and Gibbert. Heat number 2. All right, Heat 3, gridding out. Looking like this. Riley Scott, the 88, will sit on pole. Reed Brochart, your points leader. The 93 car will start inside of a row number 1, or on the outside of row number 1, excuse me. Row 2 on the inside. That's going to be T. Brandon, and he is just one marker back of Reed Brochart. So your points leader in second place in this heat race right now. David Krikorian, 66 car, and he is up there about 55 markers back. So a lot of the top 5 in this one heat race. And then you're going to have Kyle Hooper starting 5th and final spot here. Man, that is just irritating me beyond all measure that is acting up. Damn it. Ooh, kind of a wonky start. Slicing and dicing, tiny bit of contact. Brandon's in. Some problems. So is Riley Scott. Reed Brochart, however, escapes everything. He grabs the lead. Krikorian is going to come out of there second. Brandon was able to grab the car back up underneath him, and he'll run third right here. Scott aways back and forth. Kyle Hooper's already taken that car into the infield. So little shake-up going on there. Brochart, Krikorian, Brandon, Scott. We're watching the points leader, and he is making a pretty strong case as to why he is your current point leader. Holding 0.8 of a second over David Krikorian. Brandon trying to reel Krikorian in. They're starting to widen the track, moving the fluff up closer and closer to the fence here in the corner. Just think Brandon's going to run out of real estate before he can get there. As the white flag on your third and final heat race in session number 1 comes out, and Brochart has this well in hand. He is cruising here to victory in heat number 3. It'll give him a great starting spot for tonight's first 30-lap feature. Krikorian was second, Brandon third, Scott was fourth, and Hooper off early and into the pits, but he'll get credited with a 5th place finish. So heat racing action come to a close. Drivers will have a little bit of warm-up time. While we let them warm up, let you check this out. All right, coming back to it. Drivers running a few laps here. Whoa. They're going to try to work the track into a 2-lane racing surface. Maybe the inside will start to come back and be almost as quick or as quick as the outside. And then the drivers will have to work on it a little bit. Ryland Gray right now the quickest in this little warm-up session here. Yeah. I know what you're saying there, Jason. Still haven't seen you on Monday nights, Adam. So I'm a show me kind of guy. I know that Jason Schilling can't drive. I've seen that. That guy, whoo! Oh, boy. No, I called you out. Schilling said, call him out. I called him out right there, right then. Well, you know, I think the non-wing cars actually are a lot easier to drive than they ever have been. And I still don't like the Midget car. I've never been comfortable trying to drive this car. I feel like no matter what you do, this thing wants to spin out to the left all the time. If it's sitting still, it's trying to spin out to the left. It just, I've never been comfortable in the Midget. All the rest of the dirt cars, average to below average. But the Midget, terrible, terrible, terrible. Well, I've been missing you out there the last couple of nights. And I know you're pretty good in the asphalt car. I've yet to see you really do the dirt thing except for the Sunday night thing. And for some reason, you seem to not end up in the right spot at the right time. Probably mostly not of your own doing, but hey. These guys are really trying to work hard on widening this track out. Those guys were 3 wide coming out of 4 right there. Oh, little contact there's Breed Rochart. He kept it on all 4s. Good for him. Icebreaker. I know that there is a big race being planned in January, towards the end of January. Going to be a big Ice Bowl deal, benefit race. There'll be some information coming out once the dates are all set in stone and some of the other pertinent information has been gleaned. But I do know there's a big sprint car race coming in January. Set up. All you have to do is come and visit with me, Adam. We got guys that can help you take care of some of that. But right now, it's feature time here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Time for us to show you what I believe is going to be the starting grid. They may invert this front couple of rows here, but it's Spies and Anelski in row 1, Brochart and Gerlach row 2, Gray and Krikorian in your 3rd row, Holiday and Moore row 4, row 5 is Brandon and Silby. That ought to be an interesting row to watch. Robert Lynn and Riley Scott in the 6th row. Billy Barros and Ethan Irons in row number 7. Kyle Hooper and Casey Miller row number 8. And Mike Gephardt starting shotgun of the field. Watch the 38 car. He has got to make his way towards the front. He's got to do it pretty quickly to try to salvage as many points as he can. Try to keep himself in this thing. He's only 6 markers out, and he's chasing the 93 car here, Brochard, and they are already wriggling things up on me. It's going to be Krikorian and Gray on the front row. I'm telling you right now, everybody else is racing for second unless that kid does what he's done the last couple of times he's been out front and put himself upside down. Rylan Gray, that is somebody, if he starts on the front row, you're all in a lot of trouble. It's like I say when we do the fender cars and we see Shane, he's it's the same thing. Man. Nelski and Brochart, row 2, Gerlach and Spy is going to be row 3. So I think it was about a 6-car flip because your pole sitter went to P6. So yeah, I think he's going there because he's starting there. I think he's going to stay up there. So we're going to have to watch. Brochart is right there on the outside of that second row, and if he can get a good start with Gray, follow him around there, get himself into at least a second spot behind, we may get a dogfight out of this. But we are clean and green here to start things off. We're looking right in the center of the pack right here. I wanted to see if anything was going to happen here. They were 3 wide for just a second. And everybody's going to survive lap number 1. It's going to be Krikorian hanging on to the point. Gray up top. Now he cuts down. Now Rylan Gray making that move to grab the lead from David Krikorian in 3 and 4 on lap number 2. Brochart is hanging in third, but they're 3 wide out of 4. That was Gerlach on the bottom. Spies was in the middle. Brochart. And Reed Brochart. Problems.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
For Reed Brochart. Oh, that's not Brochart. That was a Nelski's. Both cars have that kind of angled green at the bottom. Reed Brochart gets through it. It was Wayne Anelski that had a problem back there. He and Spies touched. I thought your points leader had just put it in the tank right there, but it was Wayne Anelski, another driver in the top 5 in points. So bad luck for him in round number 1. Gray, Krikorian, Spies, Gerlach, Brochart, Holiday, Brandon, Silby, more irons are the top 10 as we were single file getting ready to fire off again. We have not had a sweep of the features this year. Rylan Gray has the potential. If he can win, whoever wins this one's got the potential to do it, but if anybody's got a real shot at it, I feel like it is the driver of the 06 car, Rylan Gray. Just always fast. It doesn't matter where we go. He's always fast. We're going to drop back right now. 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's Brochart, Brandon, and Silby. And those 3 were 3 wide and 3 and 4 the last time we came through here. Brandon with a little bit of a slider. Brochart with the correction gives up 1 spot. May give up 2 is Silby. Looks like he is going to try to roll on by as well. So Brochart falling back. Holiday gets around him as well. Brochart back to 8th. Go up here, David Krikorian, the only car not running right out by the fence. He is running right through the middle of the track at both ends. Not giving up ground, but not making up ground either as Tebow Brandon fired the 49 car in low, slid out to the middle. He's right alongside, makes contact.
All right, man.
There's your incident. I don't think we got to go back and watch this one unless we want to see it from another angle. Krikorian. Brandon fires it in there. Krikorian was right on his line. They're going to make just a little. Oh, that's actually a lot of netcode. Wow. Craig Silby gets a big piece of it too. And he may have some suspension damage. Yeah, it's kind of a wild ride there. So looks like Anelski and Krikorian both in the infield. That will not do anything good for your points, as Krikorian was one of the drivers in that top 5. He and Anelski both 4th and 5th right there, and this will not help them close the gap. Gray, Spies, Gerlach, Brochart in 4th. Holiday, Irons, Hooper, Barros, Miller, Moore, Lynn, Scott, Gebhardt, and Silby, along with Brandon. Brandon going all the way to the back. He kind of started that. I think it was as much a NetCode as it was anything.
Green.
But the restart, and Gray gonna run it right back to the front. Gerlach looks like he's gonna go after Spies a little, and caution behind. I'm not sure. This could be Ethan Irons and Tucker Holiday. Irons all the way to the outside. 26 car. Yep, he and Holiday make a little contact. Right rear to left front, and that'll not do good things for your racing evening for sure. Check it later. So not a whole lot changed. We're going to have a couple of shakeups around 8 to 10ths. It's Gray, Spies, Gerlach, Brochard, Hooper, Barros, Miller, Moore, Lynn, and Scott in the top 10 now. Holiday, Irons, Krikorian, and Nelski, the 4 cars not on track. It's 13 cars still making circuits as we go back to green.
Green.
Josh Gerlach trying to get a good start. Reed Brochard has company. Here comes Kyle Hooper. Hooper trying to work it around on the bottom. And Hooper is going to make the slider work as Brochard got a little out of shape way up on the very top. Kind of caught that fluff. Here comes Billy Barros, and he tags the left rear of the 93 car. So he is going to fall back, lose a spot to Casey Miller. Maybe not. Miller not able to do it. We have another caution. Riley Scott. Let's watch the red, white, and black car here. That's Craig Silby down to the bottom. Little right rear contact. Quick 360, but a 360 triggers a caution each and every time. So even though he was able to keep going, we will have to have him move into the back, and we will restart this thing here. Still 19 laps to go. This is feature number 1. 30 laps. Once they're done with this, we will go to a new server. They will random draw for their heat racing starting spots, and we will run the 3 heats and fire off with another 30-lap feature. Lights off on the pace vehicle. He'll drop off in the middle of the backstretch back here, and we'll get ready to go back to green. Steven Spies is out front. Don't know when he took the lead, but we'll see if the 55 can hang on. Go around the backstretch, and Spies has about 8 car lengths on Gray. Gerlach tucked in fairly tightly to the back end of that 06 car through 1 and 2. Now loses a little ground on the entry 3. Slider coming from Gray, and he couldn't get it there. But here comes Hooper. Hooper making tracks to the front. Right on the bottom, slider line's going to make Gerlach cut underneath. We'll see how this goes for the 71 car. Give the spot to Hooper. Move Gerlach back to 4th. Battle for the lead again. Now Gray trying to go on the top side. That time Spies got it way out of shape, and he's going to go from 1st to 3rd as Hooper goes around him. So Spies made a mistake. I'm not sure if he didn't know where Gray was or was anticipating Gray being right there on the right rear corner. Cut the car a little bit to the left, lost the back end, and went from the lead to just hanging on to the podium. And Gerlach trying to put some pressure on him right now. We're coming down to 13 laps to go. Here comes Billy Barros as well. Barros trying to put pressure on Gerlach. These two getting side by side for fourth right here. And if Barros can clear and get around Gerlach, he may try to make a run. We got a battle for second and third again. Hooper and Spies getting back after each other. Hooper's got the top side. He's really keeping the car wound up. He's getting good runs on the exits. Spies is having to pin the car down just a little bit, stay on that middle line, and he's not getting the exit speed he needs to complete the pass. And now Gerlach has broken away from Barros, so he can go and try to get into this three-car battle, second, third, and fourth. Here comes Craig Silby back through the field again as he goes around Brochart. And Brandon's going to go big slider. That was close. They did touch. Neither car wrecks. They both lose a lot of momentum. Still watching Hooper and Spies go at it, and I think Hooper's got the best of it running around that top side. So let's go back. Caution, we just got there in time to watch Barros finish the spin. But let's go back and see what happened to the 38 car. He and Craig Silby maybe come together here. Silby through the middle. Two drivers trying to occupy the same piece of real estate. That's never going to work out. So with Gray up front and about 7 laps remaining in this one. Be Gray, Hooper, Spies, Gerlach, and Silby the top 5. Brochart, Miller, Brandon, Lynn, Moore the top 10. And then Scott Gebhardt and Barros, the remaining cars on the lead lap. I think David Krikorian has gotten back out here trying to salvage some points. He'll be a lap down. Yeah, late restarts are always fun. Rylan Gray getting ready. Bring us back to it. And Hooper's right there, and Hooper did not quite get the same start that Gray did. So Gray's going to have a pretty good advantage. Spies is going to go after Hooper again. Gerlach and Silby going at it. That's for fourth. Both drivers would like to finish on the podium. Going to be the wave lap this time by 5 to go. Gray out of 4. He'll see that. Hooper and Spies getting back close together. That's a battle for second and third. A battle for fourth, maybe not over just yet. Hooper went with a slider line that gained him 0 advantage. It may have lost him a couple of car lengths. As Spies went right through the middle. Now Spies alongside. They almost touched down the backstretch. Slider line for Hooper. Spies goes a little lower on the slider line. Hooper spins it out. Caution.
Caution is out.
Not sure what to say. I think that was two drivers fighting hard for a piece of real estate. And Hooper tried to close that entry line off, and Spies just went a little lower and a little stronger, and he cleared him completely. It was a little tap with that front push bar to the rear push bar. And it loosened up the car enough that Spies spins it out. So I'm sorry, it wasn't Spies. It was Hooper that spun it out. So we'll reset, and we'll have a green-white checker shootout now, and that'll ratchet things up even a little further. You'll have Gray, Spies, Gerlach, Silby, and Brochart, the top 5. Brandon right outside that top 5. He is 6th. Then Robert Lynn, Casey Miller, Stephen Moore, and Riley Scott. Always fireworks. Green flag coming back out. 2
Green
laps
flag,
remaining
flag.
in feature number 1. Gray with a good start. Spies went right through the middle. He's going to probably do the same thing again. This time Gray covers the inside 100%. On the entry to 3, gets to the white flag first. Gerlach is making inroads on that high side. Does he have enough momentum? Silby right through the middle, trying to distract Gerlach. Gerlach around Spies. Spies with the problem. Silby gets around. Gray's going to win it. Gerlach is 2nd. Silby 3rd. Spies 4th. Brochart hangs on and keeps 5th position. So a little mistake down there in turn number 2. And both Gerlach and Silby get around Steven Spies, push him off the podium. And we will get our top 3 drivers up here. Ryland's already there. There is Josh, and we're waiting for Craig to make his. There's old Craig Silby. Let's just, whoa, what happened? There he is. He moved in here with us. Craig Silby, you got a copy?
Roger, good to talk to you again.
Yeah, on a heck of a finish there, man. Walk us through that last restart. You were 5th when the green dropped.
Oh, that was quite a wild race. I don't know what went wrong in my heat. I just went backwards. But so yeah, put me in the middle of the field for the start of the feature, and then I got caught up in someone's crash and ended up last, which made life a bit more difficult. So yeah, coming all the way back from last to 3rd was exciting.
Yeah, it seemed like you were kind of moving through the field, moving around. There was a lot of guys making just the slightest bit of contact, and we kind of saw some NetCode up here. Was there any chatter about some NetCode going on in the race?
I think Josh mentioned some NetCode quite late in the race, but yeah, no idea, mate. I was just eyes forward, try for the next guy, and see if I can get to the podium, and I did. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, we're glad you found the throttle pedal in the feature, man, because it was a heck of a run coming through the field. We know sometimes you guys out of the car for a little while. You get back in that first heat race, a little timid on the throttle pedal. We forgive you for that, but you put on a heck of a show coming through here and getting 3rd, man. Give me some shout-outs before we head for server number 2.
Thanks again to Josh and Robert from NetCode ESports for putting on this series. It's a great series to be part of, and congratulations to Ryland on the win and Josh for the 2nd. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks to Digital Sim Sports Network for putting it on for the world to see. I'm looking forward to watching that, and yeah, let's bring on the next one.
All right, man. We know we love to kid you, give you a hard time when you're up here with us, but a great run, man. We'll look forward to seeing how you do in session number 2.
Hey, good, no worries. Anyway, I wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks.
Craig Silby finishing 3rd. Get him out of here. Now we'll move a guy. He hasn't spent a lot of time up here this season. Made a heck of a run here in this one. Josh Gerlach, 2nd place in feature number 1. Pretty good battle to get it, too.
Yeah, man, I got a little lost trying to find the broadcast booth. It's been forever since I was in here. It was a lot of fun up front. Ryland and I were just talking that I was a little confused that the 55, really went for it there. I don't blame him at all for going for the win, but that was what I was scared of the whole time. I just kind of ran my own little race and tried to not give up the momentum. So I felt like if you gave up the momentum, you're going to lose 2-3 spots.
Oh, yeah, and it looked like that's exactly what happened. He got in there and broke his own momentum, and it just looked like he dropped an anchor, and both you and Craig flew right by on the white flag lap. Obviously we really haven't had a sweep, and so a guy dropping like that, he took himself completely out of contention. I don't really know what to say about that other than do better next time, I guess.
Yeah, and I've raced with Steven a lot. I know I might get in trouble because I dropped out of the session, but got to get that second race up. But no, I've raced with Steven a lot, especially in the midgets, and he's really fast. And I mean, like I said, I can't blame him for dropping down and trying to win the race. From my perspective, you know, trying to run for our season long points or year long points and our season points. I really needed a good finish because I really started terribly with this season. So. I just was hoping that he would do what he did. He did. So I just ripped around the lip, and it worked.
Yeah, we've all been here to see your fantastic start to this season. So
I know.
Most of us are well aware. Well, give me a couple shout-outs before we let you go set up that other server and get things kicked off for round number 2 tonight.
Yeah, definitely want to thank Don Runkle and Snoop Doggy Don over on Twitch.tv. He took care of our broadcast here tonight on DRN, so big shouts to him. So unfortunately he couldn't make it tonight, but hopefully we see him again. But otherwise, I want to thank NetCode brand. Visit netcodeshop.com. You can get some cool-looking merch from us and also from Methanol Moonshine. AlwaysRaceDay.com, and everybody that shows up each and every week. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you in session 2.
Sounds good.
Josh Gerlach. Now we'll talk to the guy. He starts things off with a win. I said if he started on the front row, it was going to be really difficult to beat that guy, and it has been. He got challenged one time. Rylan Gray, do we got a broom around here that's going to fit your hands tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Well, no one has done it yet. Every time someone's been in a position to sweep, something terrible has happened. And as I recall, one of those was you.
Yeah.
Last lap incident with inside wall, if I recall.
Oh, yeah. I've never done that bad before, ever. I still really can't believe I hit the wall last corner.
Well, we have huge tires here, so let's not repeat that because I think it would be a worse crash. That one was bad enough, but I think it would be a worse crash. But tell us tonight about the feature, man. Like I said, you only had the one challenge really all night long, and once he got by, you got right back by him pretty fast there, and it looked like it was really fast up on the top.
Yeah, it's just all about momentum here. It's so big, and you just gotta keep the speed up, keep your wheel straight, and not be so jerky on the wheel. And that's what I think I was able to gain on some guys, just because I'm just keeping the car straighter and just keeping the momentum all the way around. But I thought the top was gonna be quick, and then I saw somebody running slider line behind me, so I knew that was gonna be quick in the end. So I started running slider, and I could see on the standings I was starting to pull away some more.
Well, an awesome run, man. Get your head right. Let's see if you can sweep and be the first one in this season to complete the sweep. But give me some shout-outs before you go, and then we'll see you over in server number 2 here in just a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, just EPI and Tyler Payne for letting me build their setups. If you need setups, good EPI.
All right, man. Good luck in session number 2. Congrats in session number 1.
Thank you.
Rylan Gray picking up that win. Let's take a quick look at what the results were. Gray, Gerlach, Silby, 1, 2, 3. Spies finishes 4th after the last lap momentum break. Brochart hangs on for 5th in front of Brandon, so that'll give him some more points, give him a few points of cushion there. Lynn was 7th, Miller 8th, Moore 9th, Barros 10th, Scott 11th, Krikorian 12th, Irons was 13th, Gephardt 14th, Hooper 15th, Anelski 16th, and Holiday rounded out the field in 17th. Session 1 in the books. That is going to get us ready to head over for session number 2. We're going to do what we always do. We're going to make you look at our awesome logo. We're going to play a little music in the background for you. And I think we'll turn that down a little so it doesn't blow everybody's ears out. And we will get ready to head over to session number 2. We'll be back momentarily. All right, we've made it into the server for session number 2. Looks like the drivers are still filing in. Only 14 of the 17 have made it for session number 2, but Ryland Gray is here, so he will be going for that sweep. Just waiting to find out how long they are going to let the drivers work the track, and I would imagine they're going to let them work it for just a few minutes because we'd really like to see that track turn into what it was in session 1, because I think that was probably one of the racier tracks that I've seen with the midgets here. Big, wide, fast track, and these guys, you heard Gray say that they got to keep the momentum up, and I think that's what it takes. But on the bottom, late in that one, it looked like some guys were able to get in and make a little bit of time up coming in on the bottom using that slider line. We'll see if we can get a little bit faster track a little earlier tonight. Now drivers starting to finally wear out to 15. So we'll watch it warm up here for just a moment, find out when they're going to advance the session and get ready for heat races, because round 2 is always random draw. Get the message down trackside for the guys. We'll let the admins know that we will be ready to go here anytime. You can see Mr. Brandon already out there trying to work on that slider line. I don't know, Tiny Dancer. He made a charge to third in the first one. He started pretty deep because his heat race was less than stellar, and he had to come way through the field, but he was able to get a podium out of that deal. So we'll see. Right now, Ryland Gray, the only driver with the opportunity to possibly sweep the action. Gebhardt out early in session number 1, so we'll see what the 81 car can get going here in session number 2, as it looks like we are ready to advance and get ready for heat racing action. And they're going to qualify in session 2. I didn't think we were qualifying. I thought we were random draw. And now I'm so confused. Well, let's go watch a couple drivers as they run their qualifying. This is the 71 of Gerlach. Looking to see Ryland Gray is on track. Slider line for Gray in qualifying here. Moore went quick. Brandon now, 15:57. Gray just a tick under that, 15:62. In low, he's really got the power down, trying to drive that thing off the exit. Ryland Gray, quick time, 15:54, just barely bests Brandon's time. Other drivers on track. Silby fourth quick right now. Barros jumps to third. Krikorian is on the racing surface. I think he's going to put his first timed lap in. And Krikorian goes to fifth. That sounded like a lot less throttle than everybody else had right through that spot in turn number 2. And that may cost him, being a little wide right there. Right now, Gray, Brandon, Barros, Moore, and Krikorian are the top 5. No movement for Krikorian. Mike Gebhardt shutting the things down a little. Tucker Holliday, the only driver that didn't take any time in qualifying. So I think the session will come to an end here. We haven't been qualifying in the second session, so my confusion as I scratch my head as to where we are on that thing. I appreciate everybody hanging with us. Should be a pretty good one. The first one was pretty exciting. We saw a lot of phantom contact. We saw some netcode in 2 or 3 incidents. We're just looking to see. It looks like Tucker Holiday not taking time in this one. Okay. So a little change to the format. The top 8 in qualifying are locked into the feature in their spots. Everybody else will go through basically an LCQ here, and wherever they finish in that is where they will start in the feature. And Anelski, Brochart, Gebhardt, Irons, Hooper, Spies, Scott, and Holiday are going to be who we look at here for this this LCQ. So Brochart, not in the top 8 in qualifying. He's going to race his way in no matter what, but the best he can start in feature number 2 right now is 9th. That's your points leader. All of the other top 3 points contenders went straight to tonight's second feature from qualifying. So, little interesting twist going into round 2 tonight before the guys take a couple of weeks off. Going to have a nice long break before we come back to racing on December the 14th. Is that right? Wow.
Green flag, green flag.
Green a flag back in the air. And the LCQ is underway. Anelski grabs the lead. Brochart up to second. Hooper, big slider. That was a bomb coming into 3, and it did him absolutely no good. As Irons and Spies went right back by. Now Brochart's trying to hang on here. Here comes another big slider from Hooper, and I don't think that's going to work out. He may give up 2 or 3 spots now. Tried to get 2. He's going to give up a bunch. Another bomb. There goes Irons. Got into the back of Brochart. Or no, that was Irons that got into the back of Brochart and ended up tumbling in the fence. No cautions in this. As Kyle Hooper steadily running that slider line, and he's making it work right now. This time through the middle on the entry is reeling in Anelski. There's still 6 laps to go, so we're going to see some fireworks at the front. Brochart trying to get back to 4th, but Holiday started last, and here he comes. He's charging through here, trying to get in the top 3 of this thing. It looks like Hooper's charge to the front is kind of slowed. That time went way wide in the center of 1 and 2. Maybe a slider here. Nope, he's going to drive around the outside. Tips it up. Right rear gets into the fence. He's able to hang on, but he drops from 2nd to 5th. Hello, Mr. Nichols. I got your adjustments. I think it's already done. I'll have to send it to you when I get it 100% finished. But we're going to have a battle for the lead as Brochart now. He's worked past Spies and Anelski. And he is going to go for the lead right here. Best he can start his 9th in tonight's feature if he can hang on right here. That's your points leader in the LCQ. Yes, I did. With lap and a half remaining, he's taking the top spot away from Steven Spies. He's got that thing locked in on the bottom. He'll get to the white flag first. And it looks like Reed Brochart late in this one, asserted himself. He'll win the LCQ. Spies second, Anelski third, Holiday, then Scott, Geppert, Irons. Still laying on his side over there in turns 1 and 2, several laps down, and Kyle Hooper. Those drivers will start from 9th on back in tonight's feature as the top 8 out of qualifying lock themselves into the front 4 rows. And Reed Brochart, points leader, will start in the 9th spot. As we'll see how much time they give them in the warm-up here. Drivers will make their way onto the racing surface. Yeah, I'll change it to 131. I think I already did it. I don't remember. It's been a lot going on this evening. A lot. $16 drivers. We had 17 in the first session. We'll have 16 in this one. First session was pretty good. Save the NetCode, which there was 2 or 3 incidences of all that NetCode stuff. But other than that, pretty good racing. And Ryland Gray picked up the win, so Gray is going to look for a sweep. Had a sweep going a couple of weeks ago, and white flag lap, went into turn 3, got the left front way too close to the inside wall, and he yard sailed it right there in turn 3. So I think that was Reed Brochart coming through and grabbing a good finish there, and that really kind of propelled him to the points lead, and he's been able to hang on to it. Came in here in round number 1 tonight at Charlotte with a 1-point lead. He finished in front of Brandon, so he extended that lead. We'll see what he does here in round 2, how he and Bo Brandon finish relative to one another. That'll tell us when we come back to racing. But then we may have a show on the 30th. I'll have to check and see. I know they don't have one on the 7th, and I know we don't have one next Thursday night. Next Thursday night, big special event. That's what me and Mr. Nichols are talking about. It's the 131 lap Paul Nichols Turkey Shootout, the memorial race. It'll be the 3rd year in a row for this. It has been a blast. The first 2 years we did 200 laps with the street stocks at Lanier. And for 200 laps in a dirt car, they got all spread out, and then right at the very end, both years, the top 5, 6, 7 cars came right back together those last few laps and made pretty exciting finish out of it. This year we'll do the 358 modifieds. Going to do them at Eldora, and we're going to have a whale of a time. It looks like the practice session coming to an end. It is time for us to take a look at our starting lineup. And with the invert, the old Gurley man going to be on the pole. 71 of Josh Gerlach. He'll have his partner in crime, the 2-car of Robert Lynn on the outside. Oh, I'm calling rigged right now. That's the 2 admins, man. They are on the front row for the second feature. Whoo! You got the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, in row 2 on the inside next to David Krikorian. Then Stephen Moore next to Billy Barros in row 3. Your 4th row, Bo Brandon, Ryland Gray. Ryland Gray is quickest in the qualifying session. He'll start 8th, and he is looking for a sweep of both features tonight here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Reed Brochart and Steven Spies in the 5th row, Wayne Anelski and Tucker Holiday. I'm not sure how that worked out. I'm so confused right now. Oh, no, that's how they finished in that phase. And then Wayne Anelski, Tucker Holiday, Riley Scott, and Mike Geppert. That's your 7th row. And the 8th and final row, Ethan Irons and Kyle Hooper. So 16 cars making it go. Going to go fast, go around in circles, turn left a whole bunch. Maybe we can go flag to flag. And this one, pace truck is going to get out of the way. Green flag is in the air, and Josh Gerlach already on the throttle and getting us going. Car around Ryland Gray. He's going to get away.
Caution is out.
But your points leader, not so fortunate here. Ryland Gray is going to go from the top to the bottom here in the blue car. He is going to get some help from T. Brandon right there. And then Reed Brochard is in, I think. Oh, no, Brochard got rolled over. That. Very unfortunate. So something completely and utterly out of his control is going to put your points leader in the pits waiting to get out and try to salvage points. Meanwhile, Billy Barros up to the 4th spot already, and that was one of the drivers that was in the top 3. He was 6 markers out going into the first race. He finished a few spots behind, so the gap got bigger, but it'll get smaller if things don't change in the standings here. As Barros is 4th, Brandon is 14th right now. Brochart being shown in the 16th spot as he's going to try to get that car off pit road as quick as he can, I'm sure. But we're ready to go back to green, and Gerlach going to get us restarted. I'm going to go back here and watch Ryland Gray down on the inside. Gray is 5th. He's going to try to sweep this thing. He was really fast in that first feature. Went to the top side. Right now he is marrying the bottom and staying right there. Silby has worked his way to 2nd. Gray up to 3rd. Barros is still holding on to 4th. Got past and passed some cars. Here comes Spies and Krikorian side by side. And right on the outside, that's Tucker Holiday trying to make a race out of this as well. Oh, now he's not. Holiday. Woo, big crash.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Big crash for Tucker Holiday. A real big crash right here. He's going to catch the wall down the backstretch, and he is going to kill it going into turn 3. Right there, and a big hit. So we'll slow things down for the second time. 4 laps in. Gerlach, Silby, Gray, Barros, and Moore are the top 5. Krikorian, Spies, Anelski, Scott, Lynn, and Hooper. Then Brandon, Holiday, or Irons is up in front of Holiday. And now Gepper, too, as Holiday's car's in the pits. Reed Brochart, did he get back on the track? He did. He's 2 laps down. I'm not sure. I don't remember if they do wave arounds here or not. I think they keep their cautions so short they don't have time for that.
Green, green, green.
Gerlach back on the throttle, green flag back in the air. He got a great jump, and Ryland Gray going to waste no time. Tried to go after Silby immediately and wasn't able to move him up off the very inside. Now drives it in very low, almost clipped that tire with the left front coming out of 4. The top 3 have broken away from Barros and company behind. This time Gray goes slider line. Now comes to the top side. Going to go into the middle and see if he can run that. Find some momentum. Keep it behind. Oh, Silby catches the tire. 360s it. No caution. Surprisingly enough, usually a 360 will trigger one almost immediately, but Silby is going to go from running 2nd to running 7th after that. Gray and Barros 2 and 3. Spies is 4th. Krikorian is 5th. Moore is 6th. Riley Scott 7th. Silby back to 8th. Here comes Brandon sliding his way between cars. He went around Anelski and he went around Irons. Irons is fighting back on the top side in 1 and 2. The door got shut on him. Here comes Robert Lynn as well. Go back to the front. It's 9/10 of a second. This time around, almost 3/10 got cut off. Rylan Gray is really finding something. And he is keeping that momentum as high as he can keep it. Running the car almost to the fence in 1 and 2.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution
Caution
once
is out.
again, Ethan Irons. And Wayne Anelski have an issue. Maybe Ethan Irons all by himself. He's going to clip the fence, whack-a-doodle, and Anelski is just coming in there already sliding sideways. Not much that he can do. So the outside wall down the backstretch, the bane of multiple drivers' existence right now, it looks like. Kyle Hooper, Wayne Anelski, both off the track. Gerlach, Gray, Barrow, Spies, Gregorian, Moore, Scott, Silby, Brandon, Lynn, Gephardt. That's your 11 cars. Irons may be back on the track. He may not be back on the track. It looks like maybe he is still sitting in the pits. We're going to get ready to go back to green. It does look like Irons is still sitting in the pits. Green flag back in the air. 18 laps remaining. Feature number 2. Gerlach, Gray, Barrow, Spies, Krikorian. They come out of turn 2 in that order. Silby now up to the 7th spot behind Riley Scott. He's going to go for this spot right here. A little contact between those two. Silby got his momentum broke. Brandon slid him in 1 and 2. I don't know if that's going to stick. They'll drag race it to turn 3. That is 6th and 7th. Silby's around the bottom. He's got the spot. Brandon back to 7th. Let's go back towards the front because Gerlach had 0.6 of a second and he was able to really hold that. And now Rylan Gray within 0.3. Slider line for both drivers. Gray's making headway. He'll get a car length, maybe a car length and a half each lap.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution
is out.
behind. Oh, this. Let's just go see. This could be Krikorian in the 66. There goes Silby. Brandon right behind. Comes Riley Scott. Oh, yeah, they went in, tried to occupy the same piece of real estate with a right rear and a left front. Neither car tips over. They're both going to be able to keep it going, but both cars relegated to starting back at the back of the field again as we slow things down. Just past the halfway point. Going to have 14 to go when we go back to green. And Gray is not able to work around Gerlach. Gerlach was second in the first feature. Gray was first in the first feature. And then Silby, who is all the way back in the 11th, was third. Spies was second going into turns 1 and 2 on the white flag lap and came home 4th. So he's back up here in the top 4. We'll see if he can come home with a podium finish. Brochard's moved himself up to 12th. War of attrition, and he is attritiating fine. Gerlach back on the throttle. Kind of a wiggly start. That's going to open the door. Here comes Rylan Gray. Slider in 1 and 2. New leader down the backstretch. Can he hang on and get out of 3 and 4 with the lead? Gerlach with a problem on the restart. Gives up the lead. Gray leads with 13 to go. Now Barrows going after Gerlach. Had him to the inside in 1 and 2. Has him to the inside in 3 and 4. Just does not complete the pass. All that momentum from the top side. Able to hang on. Here comes Spies off the top side. Brandon putting himself in the mix. And Brandon was just a few points behind Gebhardt coming into this second feature, and he's several spots ahead of him, make it 7. So that could flip things, and Brandon could have the lead when we come back to racing with these guys in a couple of weeks. Now Barros. Cleanly in front of Spies. He hangs on to the podium spot. Gray's starting to get away. 10 to go that time around. Gray with 9/10 of a second. We're watching the battle for the final podium spot. Barros has got it, but Spies moved him off of it. And now, Steven Spies putting himself on a podium run as he clears Barros 5-6 car lengths into 3 and 4. 8 to go this time by. Brandon still 5th. Riley Scott, Stephen Moore, Robert Lynn, Craig Silby, David Krikorian, and Mike Gebhardt. All the lead lap cars right now. But Ryland Gray, once again, to the slider line. And he is starting to run away with this thing. 7 more laps. See if he can grab a broom and sweep the night away. Be his second opportunity at it. The first one he could not complete as he was leading, taking the white flag in the second feature, and promptly put himself in harm's way and did not even finish the race. 5 to go. Wave lap this time. Quick feature tonight in feature number 2. Only 3 or 4 cautions. Everybody going top shelf in 1 and 2 now in the top 3, and Spies is not running Gerlach down. They've broken away from Barros and Brandon. Ryland Gray with 3 laps to go, just over a second out in front. Lap traffic will not be a factor. 2 laps to go that time by. Gebhardt, little ways in front. He's at the end of the straightaway. You might see him flash by. Right here when we come out of the corner, right there. The white flag over the speedway. Can Ryland Gray finish one more lap and complete the sweep at Charlotte? Looks good coming out of 2. He's going to keep it wide in 3 and 4. And Ryland Gray will sweep the night. Both features go to the 06 car. Gerlach, 2 second place finishes, and Billy Barros will fill in the final podium spot in round number 2 tonight. And I know Ryland was here, but Billy's already in the chat. Let's grab Billy. Billy Barros.
Roger Wagner.
Good run in round number 2 tonight, man. You kept 38 car right up in there all night long.
Yeah, thanks. I feel like I had pretty good pace all night. I feel bad about the coming together with Craig in that first feature, but I think that was just a racing thing. Running very different lines, and I couldn't see him when I was cutting down. But it's all good there, and yeah, just happy to be here. I'm not sure what happened to Steven, who was running 3rd in front of me. He just kind of backed out of it going into turn 3, but hey, I'll take the podium any day.
Yeah, I don't know what happened back there either, but it looked like he kind of did the same thing that he maybe did in the first feature. Went in on a weird line, lost his momentum, and just kind of fell back. But 6 points out coming into tonight. You're going to finish, you finish a little bit behind the points leader in round 1, but way ahead in this one, and that should shake things up, bring you a little closer to Brandon and a lot closer to Brochart.
I'm hoping so, man. It's been such a good battle all season and should be the next couple of weeks as well. I'm really happy for both Reed and Bo for being up there. It's been a lot of fun. I love seeing those guys doing well every week. And yeah, congratulations to Rylan on his win tonight. He was dominant as always. And again, always happy to see Josh up here too, man. He deserves it.
Well, an awesome run, man. Give us some shout-outs, and we'll let you celebrate a really, really big podium run in feature number 2.
Yeah, thanks, Roger. Thanks to Don Runkle for sponsoring tonight's race. We appreciate him a lot, and unfortunate that he couldn't be here for whatever reason. It would have been cool to see him running. Thanks, Josh and Robert, as always, for putting these things together, and thank you, Roger, for covering it for us.
All right, man. Well, awesome run. Congrats on it. We'll look forward to seeing what that does for you in the points when we come back to racing in a couple of weeks, and look forward to seeing you back on the podium real soon.
All right, sounds good.
That's Billy Barros. He's going to finish in third in feature number 2 tonight. And twice this evening, the bridesmaid. And if you throw the bouquet, I promise you, I'm not even going to watch where you do it, man.
Roger, if you would have told me that I was going to run second twice tonight, I would have taken it 15 out of 10 times.
15 out of 10. Well, that makes for good odds, man. You had the lead there for quite a while. That 06 car, just pretty strong running that crazy slider line he likes to run.
Yeah, and we were just talking about that too. It kind of sucks, but with somebody as good as him, you know, I was trying to really slow the pace down on the restarts and keep it around the bottom, and just got a little tight on the one, and I had to check up a little bit, and that just gave him the opening for him to slide me. And I mean, he's so fast. So once he was out front, I knew I was going to be in for it. But I mean, I felt really good tonight. This is the first time I've actually felt fast, so it's a different feeling, but pretty happy.
Well, 2 second-place finishes as we go into a break. Will you be able to maintain that momentum for when we do come back to racing here?
I hope so. I think we had a pretty good points night, both in the 2023 year-long deal and even just this season. So, unfortunate for Reed because Reed's a good buddy, and I think he had a couple of bad races tonight, unfortunately, not of his own doing. So, might shake up the points a little bit. But yeah, we are off next week, so happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody enjoys some time with friends and family, and we'll see you guys back after the week, 2 weeks after that, I think.
All right, man. Shout us out a little bit before we toss you out of here.
Yeah, thanks again, NetCode brand, NetCode ESports, everybody that shows up here each and every week. Robert, Lynn for helping me. AlwaysRaceDay.com and NetCodeShop.com, and of course the lovely Roger Wagner. Thank you for doing what you do every week.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great night of racing, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, man.
Josh Gerlach, 2 second-place finishes tonight, and I hope they took the broom over to him and gave it to him. Rylan Gray made it look pretty daggone easy tonight. 2 wins in a row. You sweep tonight, buddy.
Yeah, felt pretty good.
You looked fast all night long, and Gerlach made it tough on you until that last restart, and then he kind of, we'll just say he goofed up just enough, and you took advantage of the opening. What did you see back there on that restart?
Yeah, Josh was actually doing a pretty good job of just keeping his momentum up and making it hard to pass, especially when it's slider line like this. It's just makes it hard to pass because you really got to have the momentum and the confidence to slide their sliders so you don't wreck them. And he just messed up on that restart and gave me enough just drive through the greasy stuff on the bottom to slide him there.
Well, an awesome run, man. You pick up both wins tonight. Give us another round of shout-outs, and we'll let you even take the broom home with you.
Thank you. I just got to thank EPI and Tyler Payne. If you need midget setups, go to eliteperformanceindustries.com.
All right, man. Congrats on a great week. We'll look forward to seeing you back after the break. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, thank you.
Rylan Gray, he picks up the sweep of the season. Man, he just made it look really easy. Great. Gerlach, Barros, 1, 2, 3. So the top 2 are the same in both features. Barros took Silby's spot on the podium in feature number 2. Spies was 4th again. So 2 4th-place finishes from him. Good run for the 55 this week. Moore was 5th. Scott 6th. Brandon 7th. Silby 8th. Krikorian 9th. Lynn 10th. Gebhardt 11th. Brochart, tough night for your points leader in round number 2. That is going to shake some things up with both Brandon and Barros finishing in front of him. We'll see how it looks when we come back after the break. Anoski was 13th, Holiday 14th, Irons 15th, and Kyle Hooper rounded out the field in feature number 2. Well, another awesome Thursday night of racing. got to see some really good races. This track is so big for those small cars, and the guys were able to keep their momentum up, make some great racing out of it. I want to thank all the fans, everybody that stayed up with us. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do any of this. There's nothing for us to cover without the great leagues. So thanks to everybody that's involved in doing all that for us. Look for a Sunday night Mars Series, 8 o'clock Eastern. They will take off in the pavement portion of their 23-24 winter-spring season and get round 1 for the asphalt cars in. And then Monday night, Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder Big Block Modified Series, round number 8 for them. I think they're going to Lima Land, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure you tune in for that. And then the rest of next week will be off for all the holiday stuff, except for Thursday night, about 10 o'clock at night Eastern time, somewhere, I think maybe 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the time on that. But the Paul Nichols Turkey Shootout Memorial Race, that's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure that you tune in for that. But until we see you guys the next time, everybody keep it dirty. Love one another. Keep the rough side down.